Crimson Trace announces Laser Guard Pro for today's most popular concealed carry firearms, combining a red or green laser sight with 150 lumen light, taking personal defense to the next level. Available now at your local dealer.
Welcome back to another hour of Gun Talk. Broadcasting from the Ruger booth at the 2017 NRA meeting in Atlanta, Georgia, here's Tom.
All right, welcome to Hour 2 of Gun Talk Radio at the NRA's annual meetings. We're having a ball here. I keep saying this is live. It's actually, we're doing it live, but you're not going to hear it live because we're actually doing it on a Saturday. And then we're going to broadcast this on Sunday, so it'll be just a little bit delayed, so that'll work for you. All righty. If you would like to join us, sorry you can't. You had to be here. It's one of those deals. I'm visiting right now with Alex Bosco. He's the CEO of SB Tactical. Alex, you're just telling me I know a little bit about the background. First of all, the stabilizer brace, right? Okay.
That's right.
This is the one that probably people have heard about. Tell me the story here.
Well, wow. How did it start?
How did it start? Well, first of all, what is it?
Well, the stabilizing brace is an orthotic device that allows people to fire a weapon, an oversized weapon, with one hand.
Okay, so that would be like an AR-15, and you could fire it with one hand.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So people have heard about it. They've seen the pictures of it, but they may not know the story behind why you developed it.
So I came back to the States. I was overseas for about 14, 15 years. Mm-hmm. I came back to the States, and shooting a weapon was always something that I had as a pastime.
Okay.
And going to the range, there was always a buddy that went with me who had experienced some catastrophic wounds overseas.
Right.
And he had a tough time firing his AR-15 pistol. And in fact, while firing his AR-15 pistol, the range master came over and asked him to place the weapon on the bench and fire it from the bench. As opposed to firing it.
He couldn't really control it.
He said that he couldn't control it, and
okay.
you don't argue with the range master.
Sure, okay, I get that.
The impetus was anger. It got me angry, and it got me thinking.
Motivation.
And I went home, and I came up with this idea, and the next day we were back there trying to incite the anger of the same said range master, RO. So it didn't work. The range master was actually kind of kind, and he said, look, that works for me, and
okay.
But what you should do is you should ask ATF, because there are some similarities between that and a stock.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know about SBRs. I didn't know about NFA. It wasn't my world. I had been overseas for many years, and I had been in the military, so there was no reason.
You get to have everything.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And from there, a well-penned letter to ATF. Mm-hmm. And what we had to do, my wife and I, we had just come from overseas with a 6-month-old child and a 2.5-year-old child. We had to... apparently we needed to get a patent, so we had to beg, borrow, and steal as much money as we could to cover the patent. And through that process, we went to SHOT Show 2013 and Shark Tanked it, basically around SHOT Show, and met some rather kind people at 6 Hour, and they were the first people to pick it up.
Right. So, all right, for those who don't know, we're trying to describe, this replaces the stock, if you would. Think of it as replacing stock on a rifle, except that you put it on a pistol.
Correct.
Right, so it's an AR-15 pistol, you attach it to your pistol, and it has a Velcro, I'm trying to work this out, basically just wraps around your forearm. How's that?
It's a rubber cuff.
Okay.
Let's call it a rubber cuff.
So you grip the grip handle of your AR, and then you got this little short piece that comes back, and it cuffs, it wraps around your wrist.
Correct.
How'd that do?
You did beautifully. That is exactly, you've explained it correctly.
Okay.
It is a rubber cuff that fits over your forearm and is secured via a Velcro strap.
Okay.
Thereby allowing you to shoot the weapon with one hand.
With one hand. And then people said, well, what if I put it to my shoulder and shot it that way?
You had to go there.
Of course I had to. That's where it is. People said, well, I don't know. Does that make it a stock? Does that change it? And then we had the weirdness from the ATF. Well, maybe if it's okay if you're down here, but if you put it up against your cheek, it's not okay. Yes, no, lower, upper. But you guys have now, just like in the last 3 weeks, you've gotten clarification. This thing is no longer confusing or murky.
So we've had, let me just say, we've had an exceptional relationship with the ATF. No matter what their their 2015 open letter says.
Okay.
We didn't agree with that letter. And, we had the opportunity to, originally we thought, should we sue them? Should we go after them? And that's attorneys,
Sure.
That's what attorneys tell you to do. And
Sure.
I didn't think that was a good idea. I thought the best thing to do was to communicate with them.
Okay.
And through that process of communication, we went through Mark Barnes' office and Michael Fawcett, who's a legal firm in Washington, D.C.
Right. I know
and
Mark.
through their contacts, we were able to speak to the right people and explain why we thought their reasoning was not correct.
Okay.
And they believed us. Ultimately, their belief in what our contradictions to what they thought were allowed us to come out with this new letter.
It's interesting. I was talking to somebody and said, okay, well, so we had this cuff, this brace. It says, if I put it on my thigh, that doesn't make it a rifle. If I put it on my chest, it doesn't make it a rifle. But if I put it on my shoulder, suddenly it's a rifle?
So you bring up some great points. Unfortunately, the laws that have been made are rather old. They don't apply to some of the new weapons that are out there.
So we've got new technology that's kind of outstripped the law we had.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. But that doesn't change what the law is. And look, ATF's job, what is their job? Their ultimate job is law enforcement.
Right.
So they have laws that they have to
work
enforce.
with what they have there.
Correct. So when I say that they've been exceptional because they want to try and interpret things the right way. We have this great divide between us and them.
Right.
It's not that way. These people are gun guys too. They're people that work in an agency that needs to follow certain laws.
They're law enforcement.
They're law enforcement folks, but they're gun guys.
All right, so I'm sitting here looking at this thing, and this is the new version, right?
This is,
I'm
yes.
holding it in my hand. Yeah, I'll hold it up to the microphone. Everybody can see it here. But it is an adjustable, collapsible brace, not stock.
Not stock.
You can shoot your pistol one-handed. There are, and I don't know if you guys are saying it, but I know that there are a ton of people who are going, well, with this, maybe I don't need an SBR. I now have my short AR, or I can shoot my pistol in any way I would like to shoot my pistol.
Well, let me say something about that. I don't think there's anything that should stop people from getting an SBR. I have 30 or 40 SBRs sitting in my.
It's a start.
It's a start. So there are a lot of reasons to have an SBR.
Okay.
Our product was not meant to circumvent the law. Our product was to fill a niche, and it has filled that niche.
Okay.
I think ultimately it allows people to do certain things that with an SBR you can't do. But still, the SBR solution is always a solution that you should look to if that's something that you want.
All right, because they're not the same. They're different things.
Two different things. Two absolutely different things.
All right, so what does something like this cost?
So
to consumer side.
To consumers, I believe that the SBPDW, which is what we have in front of us, is $299 retailed. Okay. But I believe the street price is around $249, $259.
Okay.
We've got 14 or 15 different braces out on the market now.
Oh, wow.
So, there's a product for any pistol that's out there. And we have some new products coming out that, unfortunately, I can't mention right now.
Can't talk about it quite yet?
I would say stay tuned.
All right. Where do they go for information? Website?
The website, it's sb-tactical.com, and they can find out. We have a new website now that allows you to, for whatever gun that you want, it matches the brace so that you can see what your gun would look like if you had put that brace on.
Very cool. Alex, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Very neat stuff there. All right, we'll be right back with more Gun Talk from NRA's annual meeting.
Get the fastest semi-automatic trigger for your AR rifle with Franklin Armory's BFS trigger. The binary firing system offers a 3-position selector for binary, semi, and safe modes. In binary mode, your AR fires 1 round on pull and 1 round on release. Works in any AR, is easy to install, no paperwork needed. 100% U.S. made, patent pending. The BFS trigger from Franklin Armory. At a dealer near you or at franklinarmory.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
It's the next generation target pistol, the SW22 Victory from Smith & Wesson. Stainless steel frame, interchangeable match barrel, thumb safety, fiber optic sights, and a Picatinny rail. The SW22 Victory is ready for anything, targets or small game. Also available with a threaded barrel or cryptic camo finish. And it's backed by the Smith & Wesson Lifetime Service Policy. Learn more about the SW22 Victory at smith-wesson.com.
Back. Tom Gresham here. It is Gun Talk, and we are at the NRA's annual meetings. Come on in here, Gary. We're going to shoot a selfie here while we're doing the show. All right, we're doing pictures while we're doing the radio show with folks who are listening to Gun Talk. We're having a ball here. Thank you, folks. And this lady has the most beautiful set of earrings with revolvers hanging down from her ears. That is so awesome. I love that. Thanks, guys, for coming by. Yeah, this is basically what happens at the NRA's annual meetings. When people come by, we're shooting the breeze, and then we have interlopers who come in, like my good friend, old friend, Bill Durbin. He stops in. How you doing, partner?
I'm doing great, Tom. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Man, what?
I brought something to show you.
What are you?
And we're doing radio.
What are you holding in your hands there? Holy smoke.
If you remember, last time we talked was at the SHOT Show.
Yeah.
And we had a great conversation about modern sporting rifles.
Yes, all the cool super-duper semi-auto.
Yeah, Savage rolled out these new modern sporting rifles, and we think they're going to cast me out. I brought with me.
That is not a modern sporting rifle.
It's not modern at all. I brought with me proof that we can multitask.
Look at this. All right, what I'm holding in my hot little hands is a really good-looking side-by-side double shotgun, which Bill is not going to be able to get away from me now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear that rumbling sound.
That's right. We're rumbling the jumble right here. What is this? What are you guys doing?
This is a Fox A-grade side-by-side shotgun.
No.
And maybe all of your listeners don't know that Fox, the Fox brand, is one of the Savage brands. Savage acquired
way
Fox
back
1929.
Yes, one of the great American gun company names, the Fox shotgun.
Yep. And
holy cow.
My hero, and probably yours, Teddy Roosevelt, his favorite gun was a Fox side-by-side shotgun.
You keep talking. I'm just going to stare at this thing.
Fantastic.
Man.
So
holy
Fox, there were several models of the shotgun. There was the Sterlingworth, which was kind of the down and dirty model, and then they had graded shotguns, A, B, C, D, E, F.
Oh, yeah.
And then they got out of the business of those a few down the road, and the brand sat and languished. Well, several years ago, we licensed the Fox brand, to a company called Connecticut Shotgun.
Okay, sure.
And they've been selling guns that started around the $25,000 range and up. Yeah. I was at their factory the other day, and I held a $250,000 shotgun in my hands.
You could have gotten a couple of those at my house, you know.
It's like, I can sell my house and buy this.
I know, it's crazy.
And so Connecticut Shotgun is making this A-grade replica for us.
They're making this?
So they're our licensee. They use the Fox name, and they pay us royalty when they use the Fox name. But now they're also a supplier, and we're taking this to the more mass market. So the A grade, the more affordable, handmade American side-by-side shotgun. And if you're wondering what that means, affordable handmade American shotgun it's about $5,000.
$5,000.
That's that's affordable.
He's talking, and I'm taking the forearm off, and I'm taking the barrels off, and I'm taking your gun apart for you right here. That and color case hardening.
Yeah, and it's true bone and charcoal case hardening. They're snowflakes, they're fingerprints. Everyone is different from the next. It's a shame we're on. It's not usually a shame.
I'm holding it up to the microphone here so people can see it.
Look at this, folks. Listen to this case hardening.
Holy cow. This is stunning. I had no idea you guys were doing this.
So just say we can multitask. So on one side of the business, putting a lot of effort into our modern sporting rifles. On the other hand, we're doing more of a heritage type product.
What happened to Savage? You guys when I was growing up, it was kind of like, yeah, they make some nice, inexpensive little things. And all of a sudden, it's like you're setting the world on fire. You're making rifles that are more accurate than anybody out there. You're killing it there. Then you're doing modern sporting rifles, and you're just moving on. And now you're doing this. It's like, this is not the Savage that I grew up with.
No,
not even
it really
close.
isn't. And depending on when you grew up, right, there were phases, right? Savage used to be the largest long gun manufacturer in the world. And then, due to ownership that didn't quite love us the way Savage found itself in a lot of financial trouble.
Okay.
And in the late 80s, we were actually in bankruptcy, and a gentleman by the name of Ron Coburn was given the task to save it or liquidate it.
That's either fix it or kill it.
So there was an era of prosperity. There was the dark years where people actually called us salvage arms.
No.
Yes, it was terrible. It was terrible. And that was when, as we were circling the drain. So then there's that phase, and then second phase was the circling the drain phase, and then the third phase was the revival, right?
Yeah.
And Ron Coburn did a heck of a job. Going far beyond survival, but with the introduction of the AccuTrigger and the AccuStock and these technologies that really got us back on our feet again, it really made us grow to the point that we were ready to do even bigger things. Ron retired in 2013, and we moved on to another area, and we have new ownership now, and we have new leadership, and while we were a very healthy, very robust, very innovative company in the bolt-action rifle company, we were just a bolt-action rifle company.
Right.
New ownership now. We're part of Vista Outdoor, which is a large conglomerate. You recognize some of the other brands: Bushnell, Federal Premium, Blackhawk, Primos. These well-known brands. We're a part of a house of brands. But our CEO, Mark DeYoung, is not just one of these executives that sits in a...
No. Mark DeYoung is actually a gun guy.
He's a hunter, shooter, and he's very passionate about this.
That's all the difference.
And, don't tell the other parts of the business. We do have the non-blood sports part of the business. We do paddle boards and things like that. But we're his favorite.
We're embarrassed to talk about.
He'll never say it, but we're his favorite.
Well, of course.
But he loves guns and shooting and hunting and whatnot. And Mark took the handcuffs off and he said, "Guys, we're not happy being a bolt-action rifle company, are we? We want to be a firearms company. We want to compete and win in all of the categories." And you're seeing this play out. Now, these things don't happen overnight, so things have been in development over a period of years.
We got the bolt actions, and then, frankly, Savage changed the landscape in bolt-action rifles.
Yep.
I mean, all of a sudden, it's like you can have an accurate rifle for under $500. I mean, a really accurate rifle for under $500, and that was pretty crazy. And, the AccuTrigger changed things all of a sudden.
Not just for Savage, but for all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not just for Savage. I'm talking about the whole landscape.
Everybody here had to respond.
Everybody here said, "Oh, wait, we can't get away with crummy triggers anymore." I mean, really?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. We were leaders.
Because people said, "Well, wait, I can get an AccuTrigger, and that thing's great out of the box." No more. Well, they said, "Well, that's all we can do. We can't make a good trigger because our lawyers won't let us." Sorry, no. You can have a good trigger that's also a safe trigger.
Yep, you can do it.
Okay, so Savage changed the firearms landscape with that. Changed it with the rifles. I got a shotgun in my hand.
Right.
Okay. Now, I was going to ask you, where's this being made? Is this
it's being made in Connecticut.
It's not a Turkish gun.
It is a 100% American-made gun. In fact, the wood itself is American black walnut sourced here in the United States.
That's insane.
It's 100% American made.
You can't do that. I'm sorry, you're not able to do that for $5,000. Here it is, though.
Here it is.
That's amazing. So, going to be 12 gauge at first, I'm taking it?
12 and 20.
Oh, and 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And different barrel lengths?
26 or 28.
Okay. Nice. With more to come, I'm guessing, somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I think as any line matures, it widens.
Right.
We picked the most popular calibers. I'm guessing, a side-by-side kind of begs to be a sub-gauge. So I'm estimating the 20s will probably outsell the 12s 5-1.
I would think so, yep. And at some point where maybe if we keep yammering about it, we'll get a 28 in there somewhere.
Yeah, that'll be next on my list.
Yep,
but
I would hope.
The great part is that we are also an ammo company. Federal Premium is one of our brands. So if you're a gun maker and you want to know what calibers are used, you just pick up the phone and call your counterpart at the ammo side of things.
That's
and
right. So
what's my next move on?
That's right. So tell me what ammo is selling these days. We'll make a gun for that.
Yeah, and I used to work for a handgun company years ago, and I had friends in the holster business.
All right, right.
If I wanted to know how my competitors were selling products.
Which holsters
holsters are selling.
Okay, so I'm picking up on a little thing you said a minute ago. You said, well, we want to be a firearms company.
Yeah.
You are, but firearms encompasses more than rifles and shotguns.
You're correct.
And so I put my
far
friend Bill,
be it from me to
I put
share,
my friend Bill on the spot here.
Far be it from me to share details or timetables, but I think we end up, the picture looks like what you're picturing right now.
I'm not here to know.
When, where, and in what order, be it a time and a place of our choosing.
I think I've heard that before somewhere.
Our strategy, and it's no secret, is that we want to be in all categories, and we want to be at the higher and lower price points in all those categories. So if you're going to be in the bolt-action rifle business, we want to be in that higher volume, lower-priced bolt-action rifles. I also want to sell you a $2,000 bolt-action rifle.
Can we get that from Savage now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we have at that level?
We've got several chassis guns. We have our 110 BA Stealth chassis gun. It's a monolithic chassis, factory blueprinted action. It's
tearing up the competition world.
The conversation with that gun starts at 1,000 yards.
I like that.
And 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, 300 Win Mag, 338 Lapua, and here at the NRA show we've announced 6mm Creedmoor.
Really?
Which is the new hotness for PRS.
It is the hot. I think that's interesting. I'm curious about the 6mm Creedmoor. I look at it and go, it's a 243. Basically, it's a 243 with a faster twist rate that will handle the longer bullets. Mm-hmm. Am I kind of close there?
And it's probably a niche within a niche. I don't anticipate that it'll sell the 6.5 Creedmoor.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Because it doesn't have the broad appeal. But in our PRS competition, it doesn't actually have to be precision rifle series, but that kind of sniper game. Mm-hmm. That people play, being able to call your shots is important, and with the less recoil, and your scope doesn't come off the target, you get that feedback from your target better.
I think that's probably the big deal. It's the less recoil and being able to see the hits.
Now, your range officer is supposed to be calling hits and misses for you, but
when you can see it through the scope, it makes a difference.
Never leave it in the hands of the referee.
No, I want all the control, right?
Yeah.
I want all the control.
So that's within that circumstance, that the low recoil aspect of that caliber is very, very appealing. So,
okay.
Whereas 6.5 Creedmoor is a great hunting round. It's my favorite mule deer cartridge.
Yes.
So I think.
All right, hold on here, Bill. I'm going to take a quick break here. I'm going to just kind of caress this little side.
Feel free. I've been wiping various bodily fluids off it all day long.
This is, or at least fingerprints and nothing else. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shotgun. Hey, visiting with Savage. We're in the Ruger booth. We're at the NRA annual meetings. Tom Gresham. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Gun Talk. We rejoin Tom now at the 2017 NRA meeting in Atlanta, Georgia. From the Ruger booth, here's Tom.
All right, we're back with you. Tom Gresham, it's Gun Talk. I'm visiting with our friends. Actually, I have friends that I know online coming by, people who are listening. My neighbor just walks by. Dan, how you doing? And we're having a ball. We're sitting here visiting
Tom,
with Bill Dermody.
You're kind of a big deal.
I'll give you $20 I owed you for that. I appreciate that, It's fun, but no, I told somebody this is like summer camp for us. We see all our old friends, don't we, Bill?
People you might email and talk to over the phone, and you go to the SHOT Show and the NRA show, and there are certain people that's the only time I see them face to face.
Yeah, but it is kind of like summer camp. Oh, there we are again, same old guys, you know, and everybody else gets older. We don't, so it's okay. It works out well.
With the exception of the two of us.
That's right. It's amazing. All right, so Savage is this monster success story now. But it's also one of the great old names of firearms in the United States.
It really is, yeah.
And so when you start drilling back, my first bolt-action rifle was a Savage.
Fantastic.
A 110L, left-handed. Left-handed, yeah.
That's one of the things we do well. We have more left-handed models than anybody.
Always had. I mean, basically back then, it was either Weatherby or Savage, and the price spread was enormous. Mm-hmm. But Savage has always taken care of left-handed shooters. Mm-hmm. So pretty cool. And you guys make probably what is the area you would say that people are surprised when they hear about what you guys do? 22s?
I think when the MSRs came out, that was unexpected. I think some of the things we've done have been very visual, and some have been quietly. I think we've quietly grown an enormous rimfire business.
Right. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I think people don't understand how big you are there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's cool. So, and then, of course, the whole new line of Savage handguns, which will be shown next week. Boy, am I going to get you in trouble.
You heard it from Tom.
Not from Bill. Sorry. I know nothing. No, at some point, though. Yeah, that's. I think it's logical.
At some point,
it's just logical.
At some point, you and I will have this conversation, and you said, Bill, you said you're going to do it, and you've done it.
Yep.
You're in every category I can think of, and you're at various price points in all those categories.
Well, of course, one of the things that happens is being part of Vista Outdoors, you now have access to
We've got some
lot
resources.
of technology.
People ask me, Savage was this nice little independent company, and now we're part of this multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. What's that like? Some people expect horror stories or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, I've done way more PowerPoints than I ever thought I'd give in my life. And
more meetings than you wanted to go to.
All situations contain good and bad, and there's a little bit of red tape that you got to wade through, and you got more vice presidents than you think you need, and things like that. But the resources that we have are just incredible, and the partnerships that we have with the other brands. So
whether it be optics or ammunition
or accessories, like with our MSRs, we're working together with Blackhawk, and the new Blackhawk on-gun accessories are coming out at the same time that the new Savage MSRs are coming out. And to have partners like that we're so close to, that you're just a phone call away, and even when you're working on something that's super secret, you can always go talk to them because they're all part of the same company. Yeah, you don't worry about them blabbing.
You can coordinate, you know.
So on the upside, I can suffer through the PowerPoints. It's no big deal, right?
Okay.
Because the resources I have and the ability that when we have a vision and we can articulate that vision to upper management and the other brands and get them on board, the resources that come to bear are plentiful and
having a shooter hunter at the top is a good thing.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference. Yep. All right, so what's the availability on the new Savage Fox?
June 1.
June 1.
Yep. So we announced it yesterday. So that's the first the world heard about it.
New.
Yep.
Excellent. It's outstanding.
We did the coolest announcement ever.
Yeah.
For a product, we did it Facebook Live with Phil Schreier.
Oh.
So the curator of the NRA Museum helped us announce this historically significant product. So
very cool.
It's very nice.
All right. Obviously, the website is
SavageArms.com.
All right, Bill Dermody.
And all the information on the Fox is already on the website.
It's already on there now.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. All righty. Thank you so much. Cool news from Savage. Don't go far. We will be right back from the NRA annual meeting.
The Springfield Armory SOCOM 16 CQB is a serious package of .308 firepower with a long military background. 10 inches shorter than the standard M1A with a standard 10-round or the optional 20-round magazine. It's a thunderous close-quarters battle rifle that stops, fights, fast. Ghost ring rear and tritium front sights with a 5-position adjustable cheek piece, the SOCOM 16 CQB is ready for anything. Springfield-Armory.com.
For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime. Setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at TimneyTriggers.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
The battlefield, where tyranny is laid to rest, where freedom comes of age, and where legends are conceived. Introducing the FN 509 handgun, a direct result of over 1 million rounds of testing. Descended from over 125 years of the world's most battle-proven firearms on battlefields both foreign and domestic. The FN 509, a legend in the making. Learn more at fnamerica.com.
guess what? We're back. It's Tom Gresham. It's Gun Talk, and we are on the floor of the NRA's annual meetings, having a ball over here. Folks, they're not here just from Georgia, not just from Atlanta. They're from all over the country. It is amazing. People walking up and say, hey, I love the show. Hey. So we just, we're having fun. You know, I mean, when you look out here, people are smiling. Christy Draw just joins us from Aguila Ammunition. How you doing, sir? All righty, cool. Appreciate it. I mean, really, this is just, how much fun is this?
Oh, always love coming to NRA.
It is fun.
It's good talking to the consumers, and they're all having a great time.
Yeah, it is. So your booth, I walked by yesterday, couldn't get in. A little bit busy, and even more so today.
Very busy today.
Yeah, so
it's been nonstop.
What's the news at Aguila? What are people talking about?
Well, we're going to have an exciting summer. We're going to come out with our new line of Hollowpoints. So those will be available in 9, 380, 38, 357, 40, and 45. And all of those are manufactured from our facility in Texas.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, a lot of your ammunition is made in Mexico, where you have this monster plant there, right?
Exactly.
But I know that you kept saying, well, we're going to be making ammo here. We're going to be, building ammo here.
Next month, it's
right
happening.
There in Texas.
Finally happening. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah. So you should start seeing all the Hollowpoints available in stores in June.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Still would you say that shotgun is still your biggest part of the business, or how does
rimfire? Rimfire is going to be the biggest part, and then
people want to hear that. How do I get more rimfire?
We're making it, still churning it out. So you're going to be able to see it more readily available. You can find it at Cabela's, Academy, online, Gander Mountain, Bass Pro.
Okay, all right. So, and of course, the biggest question is, how do you pronounce the name of the company?
Aguila. Aguila Ammunition.
I had to do it. It's not Aguila, whatever
Spanish
it is.
for eagle.
For eagle?
Mm-hmm.
Aguila.
Exactly.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sweet. All right. So what's the story? People say, well, where did you guys come from? What is the history of the company?
So we've been around since 1961, which most people don't realize.
No.
We're in the old Remington facility in Cuernavaca, Mexico. And really just over the past 2 years have we started marketing in the U.S. market. A lot of U.S. shooters have known us for our rimfire, but we're working hard to put the brand out there. So you've seen our branding campaign over the past year, and now we're coming out with more product-specific advertising and really pushing each individual line that we offer. And then we're trying to broaden the lines as well. Like I said, with our centerfire line, with the Hollowpoints, we're expanding shot shell. You're going to start seeing more of the target loads for the U.S. shooter. We're going to start seeing more 28 gauge as well. So, and that'll come out this summer too.
28 gauge I love. One of the problems it's just 28 gauge ammo tends to be more expensive. Why? I mean, it's like less shot. Is there a reason behind that, or is it just lower demand? Or what's the deal?
I think lower demand, just materials is part of it. So, but hopefully you'll see our prices are more in line.
Okay, that leads me to the question of when you're trying to explain Aguila, which, I mean, you do all the time, and you do well.
Thank you.
Where do you position it? How do you... People say, well, there's lots of ammo out there.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they say, why would I choose Aguila?
We want to be the brand where people see us as premium quality at an affordable price.
Okay.
So we're going to be, not your lowest cost brand. We're not going to be your most expensive brand, but we're going to be your mid-level price range. But you're going to be impressed with the quality.
So when you want
price.
really good ammo, but you don't want to pay the super prices for some of that stuff where you're paying $2 a round for ammo. Okay.
Exactly. Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How's availability? Because I know that's one of the things is getting it into stores from your side, but also from the consumer side. People say, well, yeah, that's great, but I can't find it.
Yeah, and we're working hard to open more doors. Right now, you can go into Cabela's and find our rimfire and centerfire. Academy, you're going to find rimfire, centerfire, shot shell. Bass Pro, we are available online. We are in Gander Mountain, Sportsman's Warehouse.
Oh, wow.
So we're increasing doors every day. So we're getting there and working hard to expand the product line within each retailer as well.
Okay. Centerfire ammo for hunting? You got rifle ammo?
We do have rifle ammo. You're not going to find the heavier hunting calibers with us. You are going to find your 30 carbine, .223, 5.56, and then we will be coming out with 308 and 300 blackout this summer.
Oh, really?
We are.
Ooh. Under the 300 blackout, are you going to have subsonic as well as
right now
supersonic?
It's supersonic, and we'd like to add the subsonic down the road, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Okay, thank you. Hey, bud. It's just so much fun. I like to just kind of
watching everybody.
For those who don't know, we're doing the radio here. We also we're in the Ruger booth. We have a PA system hooked up to this thing, so I can actually holler at people as they walk by. It's very cool, and then they don't know where that's coming from.
I hear somebody.
Oh, we are so easily amused.
I know. It doesn't take much.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to, for somebody who's not been to the NRA show, and we go to SHOT Show, and that's great, but this is a completely different feel.
So different. It's definitely more relaxed. It's fun because you're talking to the person buying the product, and you're getting feedback on what they think about price and quality. And you're right.
Lots of stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I used your ammo on this. I used your gun on this. My wife loves your, whatever it is.
We love hearing the stories, especially the stories that involve the kids. You love seeing that. That's always great to see the youth that are getting involved in the sport or hunting.
And I see, I follow your family. You've got this expanded family, and you guys are always doing cool stuff. It's all about family for you.
It is. And I mean, that's what's important. And you want to get your family out there to the range. We like to go out there, and we're shooting sporting clays together as a family, or if it's my son sitting in a tree stand with me, and that's what matters.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
And that's why we got to get more kids into the shooting sports and hunting.
22s, rimfire, perfect way to start people out. But also try to tell people, please don't start kids out with a 12 gauge.
No.
Please start them out with a 20 gauge. 28 if you had it, but really a light load 20 gauge, particularly if you can get it in maybe a gas operated semi-auto, not much recoil. But get them a shorter, lighter gun, so they're not doing that whole lean back deal.
Yeah, they need to be comfortable. Yeah, because if you get them out there and they're not comfortable with the gun and they feel like they're going to be knocked off their feet, they're not going to want to do it again.
Well, I use the example. I said, look, if you give a 100-pound kid an 8 or 8.5-pound shotgun, it's like giving a 200-pound person a 16-pound shotgun.
Yeah.
People go, oh, I never thought of that.
Exactly.
Well, you couldn't handle that. You'd be leaning back trying to hold the darn thing up. You want to make it fun. It's all about,
you want them to keep coming back for more.
Keep coming back, exactly.
That's key.
So, where do you see ammo development going? Is there anything happening in ammo because you guys have been making ammo a long time, and people don't know, you are like a worldwide power in ammo. You make ammo that's sold all over the globe. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Right, yeah, definitely, and we're trying to expand international distribution right now.
Right. So, what's going on there? I mean, people talk about there's a demand for the components for lead, for copper, brass, all of that.
Definitely a demand for components. From the consumers, everybody wants 5mm. That's our biggest request.
Really?
That we get.
The old 5mm?
Old 5mm. We have an email address specifically set up for 5mm.
And you guys are making that?
We're not. We're measuring the demand because we would like to.
So
we used to. So we're trying to see how big that demand actually is.
Is that where the old 5mm ammo was made, in that plant?
Right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we're trying to see if that's something we can bring back. And then, people want more of the mini shell. We're trying to increase capacity there so people can find it more easily.
Take a 12-gauge shot shell, and cut about a third to a half of it off, right, in length.
Yeah.
And it works great in, obviously, over and unders, side-by-sides, but it also works in a lot of pumps.
It does. In the Mossberg new Shockwave, we've got the adapter, the Opsol adapter, made by another company in Texas. You put that in there, runs flawlessly. Kel-Tec KSG, you can get about 25 of the mini shell. And the KSG is a lot of fun. So no semi-autos, but
right. Well, it's too short for those. Yeah, the carrier system isn't going to work. But and you've got it not just in bird loads, but you actually got it in like home defense loads too.
Buckshot and slug too.
Buckshot and slug.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get whatever your shotgun is. You can get more of these in it if it's a pump.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's also, we were talking about kids. Mm-hmm. This is a great load. You can break targets with it, and there's no recoil.
Yeah, perfect for you, perfect for women that want the recoil of a 12 gauge. And they do, like you said, they break targets. I've shot an entire round of sporting clays with mini shell.
And if you really want to surprise your friends, your buddies, when you pull these out and they see them, they're going to go, what the heck is that? Now you have a conversation starter. Christy, hold on a second here. We'll be right back. We're talking with Christy Draw from Aguila Ammunition at the NRA's annual meetings. right. Rounding third, head towards home, at least in this hour of Gun Talk. Visiting with Christy Draw from Aguila Ammo. And you guys have got a thing coming up that people, I guess, can they sign up for it already?
They can sign up starting next week online. It's our third annual Copa Aguila, which is Aguila Cup in Spanish.
Oh, the Aguila Cup.
Yeah, and so it is a sporting clays tournament, rimfire, and 3-gun. So we'll have our main event, 200 target sporting clays, 100 round mini shells, and then rimfire rifle and pistol and 3-gun.
And it's being held where?
It's in Guadalajara, Mexico, September 21st through 24th. The website is shootcopaaguila.com.
Shootcopa, C-O-P-A.
Aguila.
Shootcopaaguila.com.
And that'll be live next week. People will start seeing more print and digital advertising and some press releases going out with more information. Okay. It's going to be a great event. Last year's was fantastic. This year's will be even better. All over. Yeah, U.S., Mexico, Colombia, Spain, all over Latin America. So our goal is for this to be the largest shooting event in Latin America, and we're well on our way. We had 300 shooters last year. We'd love to see 500 this year. There's $85,000 in cash and prizes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So
this is a real deal.
It's a real deal.
That's cool. For those who don't know, Aguila is spelled A-G-U-I-L-A, one L.
Correct, one L.
Okay, Aguila. So it's shootcopaaguila.com?
.com.
All right, that'll work. All right, I got to spin back to the mini shells. Mm-hmm. Coolest thing ever. It is truly one of those deals when you pull it out at the range, people just kind of stop and go, what is that?
What is it? Yeah.
What is that? You know, and you hold this out, they pick it up, they go, that's the cutest thing ever. But will it break a target?
It will break a target.
Yes, it will. I mean, you're not going to be breaking some 55-yard targets, but you can break 35 to 40-yard targets.
You can definitely break some 40-yard targets with it. And everybody's always impressed with how hard they break the targets.
And how, I was going to say how low the recoil is. I'm tempted to say how non-existent. It's pretty close to non-existent.
There's barely any recoil, yeah.
It's nuts.
I love shooting it, and it's great for the kids. It's great for women that don't want that recoil of a 12-gauge.
Right. Okay, so you said something about the availability of those? Was there?
But we're working on increasing capacity. As soon as they're in the store, they're gone.
That's people who will grab them up.
So, yeah, we're working hard to address the capacity issue so we can make them more readily available for everybody.
So if you don't have them, if you're not seeing them, you got to go see them, because when you see them, you got to buy them, because it absolutely, truly will make you the coolest person at the range when you have these.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many times have you pull them out and people just stop and go,
everybody, what is
that? You know, and I honestly can't think any time I've ever had that happen with other ammo. It just doesn't happen with ammo.
Yeah, and then the sound, they're so low noise.
Real quiet.
Yeah, very quiet.
Good point. I hadn't even thought about that, but you're right.
Another great advantage for youth, not scaring them from the noise and the recoil.
It's just cool. There's a lot of technology that goes into those little shells.
It is. It's fun, especially when you can fit 25 in a Kel-Tec and just shoot away.
Just shoot. Put a whole box of ammo in there. Holy cow. Very cool. So Aguila, by the way, the website, the actual Aguila website is what?
AguilaAmmo.com.
Ammo. Okay. AguilaAmmo.com. Centerfire, rimfire, shotgun shells, mini shells, the new Hollowpoint ammo, and a whole bunch of handgun cartridges.
Exactly.
And
just this summer, keep your eyes out. All the new ammo is going to be coming out to your local retailer.
Okay. And all the box stores you talked about, Cabela's,
Academy, Gander Mountain, Sportsman's Warehouse, Bass Pro right now online. Not the entire line, but you can find some of the rimfire.
Very good. All right, you guys are kicking butt and taking names.
Thank you. We're having fun.
I know you are. All right, Christy Draw, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's always fun to have you here.
Always love being here. Thank you, Tom.
Absolutely. All righty. All right, we are going to be wrapping up here at SHOT Show. Yeah, at least this hour of it in just a minute. We've got, I'm just looking around. I wish you could be here because you could see, let's see, I'm looking at the FN booth, the Remington booth, Colt booth, the Barnes Bullets booth, the, if I lean way over, I can see the Beretta booth, and if I lean back there, the Lexus sights. Holy smoke. Yeah, you got to be there. If you're not here, make it a point to be there. Next year, it's going to be in Dallas. I'll be right back with more Gun Talk.